15 July 2022. In this Skidmark, I just want to talk about something that was published in the Wall Street Journal. And the title is that Putin has a secret weapon against the West. Now, the moral and political confusion of the modern West has become Russian President Vladimir Putin's secret weapon, writes Walter Russell Mead for the Wall Street Journal. Putin is trying to play on the problems of Western society, which ultimately should bring the American world order to its knees. Betting on Western decadence has more than paid off for more than a decade, the publication says. I find this quite interesting because there has been many articles about the moral decay of the West, and the Biden administration has really pushed this to a new level. If you look at the people that is employed in the White House to be the face of the presidency to the world, you really have to shake your head in disbelief. I cannot say anything else. Look at this photograph and this post. This guy makes a big story of what a major event it is for him. And well, I'm not going to say things about the gender confused. That's their choice. That's their choice. But the thing that puzzles me is that the White House does not take cognizance of the fact that the whole world is not gender confused. There are countries in the world that are super conservative. There are countries in the world that type of conduct is not tolerated at all. And America is trying to be the global empire. And there's no way in the world that conduct like this will be acceptable to other cultures. Another thing that you must keep in mind is just about, I think it's about a week ago, Putin he signed a decree that declared one of the days as a family day, on which the focus will be on the value of family. And Russia is actually quite a conservative country. And Russia has got another thing that we have to keep in mind. I think it's something like 119 ethnic groups in Russia. And the question was asked once in a debate that I listened to, but how does Russia cope with it? And the one guy said, the main thing is they respect each other's culture and they are one nation. One nation, many cultures. And you don't hear of civil unrest in Russia. You don't hear about it. But this woke thing, I don't think it's going to pay off well. But let's go further on this article. The author believes that Russia, in the economic war with the West, was able not only to survive, but also to beat up its opponents. In particular, intimidated by the consequences of the financial confrontation, Germany began to shy away from its promises to increase defense spending, the article notes. Putin has been most successful in the areas of economics and politics, where the West has seen its power as the strongest, Mead said. In his opinion, the West is not optimistic about the fact that its values will unite the world community and force it to come out against Russia in a united front. Thus, following China, joined by India and Brazil, countries around the world choose trade with Russia instead of solidarity with the G7, the author emphasized. Mead concluded by listing 3 vulnerabilities in the Western system. He referred to the first trend towards protectionism in Europe and the United States, which reduces the economic attractiveness of the Western system for developing countries. The second problem is the value policy of the West. Many beliefs held dear by Western leaders, such as LGBT propaganda, baffle and offend billions of people around the world, Mead said. The third vulnerability lies in divisions within the liberal West. So, culture wars are raging there, and they do not contribute to unity abroad, the article concluded. And I have to agree with him. And if you look objectively at all the things, you must be honest. The things that are going on in the West, and the way that some Western leaders are conducting themselves, it's a shame. Look at that fiasco at the G7 meeting with Bojo and this taking off jackets and taking off shirts and talking about pigs and all of that. What was that? That there is absolutely no consideration for the positions in which they are and who and what they represent. They just make clowns of themselves, and by doing that, they reflect poorly on their own countries.